How is everybody? It's Dr. K here. We are ending the month of September and we are starting the month of October. Yay! Look at that beauty. So September, the sun is setting and we have a beautiful reflection in the lake. If you do it like that, you won't see much, but we'll go back and forth until it sets. Self-care. September, how did we do? How did we do? It's not easy. It's not easy. Where I come from, I was not taught self-care. I was taught to give and to take care of others. Medicine and medical school is the same thing, to take care of others at school. For the most part, I was reflecting, we really are not taught to consider time, like to actually value time that we are with ourselves. We take care of ourselves. We reflect back, just like the reflection. Yeah, every human being is different. Every human being, we are so unique. We're bringing our unique gifts, unique pieces of the puzzle, 7 billion of pieces of puzzle that we're all bringing. Every one of us unique, yet we're being taught in schools and at home and in systems and schooling systems and work systems to fit a mold, to be a certain way, to show up a certain way in order to be accepted, in order to be loved and appreciated, in order to be considered successful. And how do we take care of our families, and how do we take care of everybody else, the business, the family, the children? And there's this huge gap as to how do we take care of ourselves for the most part. I thought about it. That should have been like the number one class to be taught in kindergarten, in school, in medical school, definitely. And we haven't gotten it. For some of us, it's something that we have learned and we had adopted and we're doing great with. I know quite a few people that have a beautiful self-care routine. It makes them so much more available for the world and to show up for everybody else. There's beautiful boundaries to just, here's where I am and here is where the other people, where the other being is. We're all one, and the intuitive sense is preserved for thyself, thus being so available for everybody else. It's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful to witness. And something to aspire to, really. So October, so September, we have started our self-care routine. And we might have done an amazing job. I'm going to show you this beauty of self-care brings with itself self-reflection. That's why sometimes it is one of the hardest things to do, is to really take time to be present with everything that shows up, all of me. Have you seen the How to Train Your Dragon, that beautiful boy where they pointed at him and it's just like, all of this is like wrong, and he goes and he's just, you pointing to all of me, to the whole of me. He's like, yeah. And yet, what somebody else may consider wrong is our gift. It's what we're bringing to the world and to everybody else. And it's so important to become aware of it, to become in love with the part of ourselves that is the gift, that might have struggled because it doesn't fit the mold of the world that we have been taught. How do we do that? The only way is to self-reflect. Bring the attention inward with breath, with journaling, with just being present. I just love this reflection on the water. Kind of reminds us that self-care and self-reflection is a way to really learn the uniqueness of who we are and be okay with it. That's the part. Like, can I be okay with everything that I am, with with all this mess that I am and all this everything that doesn't fit and people may not like, even close people that love me may not understand. It's okay. Can I be all right with it? And not judge it. Just like I don't want to judge anybody else in their understanding of who they are, can I not judge myself? Ooh, that's a big one. So how do we bring October into self-care? How do we take September as a self-care? National Self-Care Month. My goodness. And bring it into October. October is going to be the month of pause. I know, right? Some powerful pause always signifies new beginning. October is a beautiful month of new beginning. 1-10, right? But really one. The 1st of October, the 10th, the 11th, even the 21st and 22nd. Powerful dates for us to really pause. Every single day would be a beautiful, powerful day to pause. Literally just hit the pause button and plan it first thing in the morning, last thing at night. If we have a lunch break and we have an hour and we can take half an hour and just be with ourselves, go for a walk, breathe, journal, self-reflect, pause, take few steps back, literally, and allow space for ourselves to start looking at how are we right now? Where am I right now? Like, can I just come to a place of being okay where I'm at, understanding that how I got here is I did my best every single day, and I followed maybe some patterns, maybe some pathways that were taught to me by schools, by parents, maybe by friends, some patterns that are deeply ingrained, like the highway, right? The highway where everybody's trying to go. It's like everything is so fast and input comes, and then before we can even take a breath and choose to not react, the reaction is already taking us this highway. Ooh, it happens. We're somewhat taught that, and so the way to even realize that we're taking this highway automatically and consciously is to pause. And then when we pause, we may find that there is another way. The first book that I read, my first spiritual book, was translated into Czech by Gregory Scott Peck, The Road Less Traveled. It's a beautiful book. And why this powerful name is because the road within is so much less traveled than this highway. Literally, it just goes, like the nervous system is so strengthened there, right? So it takes a little bit of a hitting the brake, like pause, whether we're already in the midst of the emotion. Sometimes when we're in the midst of the emotion, we can't pause nothing. It's just letting the emotion literally be and being okay with whatever emotion it is, whether it's anger, fear, or sadness, and just somehow embracing it the best that we can without judgment. Oh my goodness, is that the key? Is it always easy? No, especially if the highway of judgment and self-judgment is so strong. It's not going to be easy. And if I can become aware of it, the more aware I can be, the more I can witness and view and put the foot to the brake and pause. And as I'm pausing more and more and taking a breath and becoming aware and loving the moment, oh my goodness, or at least embracing it, like one day we can love it, but maybe at least being okay with it for a little bit, then we're going to notice that there is another road, the road less traveled, the little tiny pathway in the woods, right here in the woods. Yeah, the pathway in the woods that we literally have to find, and that's unique for every single one of us. Even though there's so many tools, so many ways of guidance to get there that we can use, like little guideposts. Yeah, we use those, but ultimately that path is so unique to every single one of us. And I think the moment that we stop resisting the fact that that whoever is, wherever they gotten, and maybe I'm looking at all these people and how far they have gotten, and how like they took this path and got there, and I'm trying to take that path and it's not working for me. It's like, how come? I'm doing exactly the same thing that they're doing. And it's like, okay, I'm gonna take this person, I'm gonna follow their path, because gosh, like they are where I want to be. Like I want to be there. I'm gonna follow the path, and at some point we're going to realize that those are guideposts to guide us from the super highway to like, hey, there is another way. And then there is the way for me, the way for you, and for everybody else. Yeah? And I think the moment that we pause long enough, or maybe frequently enough, it's going to be the time that we're going to see the reflection from a whole different viewpoint. It's like, wait a minute, that's me right there. Like, wait a minute, that beauty over there, that's me. Like, that's the parts of me I haven't seen. That's the parts of me that I have judged. That's the parts of me that I have not known how to be with, so I have disconnected from them, and just like, go away, I gotta do life over here. I can't have you mess, you're making it too difficult. Like, that beauty over there, that's those parts. October is a beautiful opportune time for us to pause, to understand, and there is a space for a new beginning. And with new beginning comes also self-reflection and understanding. For every new beginning, we do want to really own and respect and honor and cherish where we are now, without judgment, with respect. That would be so beautiful. That's the invitation for October. Yes? Thank you for being with me on these journeys every month. They do flow into one another somewhat. Have you noticed? Okay, so there it is. The self-care flowing into pause and self-reflection in the pause. And let's remember that while we are pausing, we stop the car in the middle of the highway. We look at where we are, yeah? Like, what milepost are we actually at? And we're gonna look, do I want to keep going that highway? Or is there another way to go that'll bring me to this amazing beauty of who I am? Blessings on your month of October.